Hey, good Friday morning, my friends. I'm Live Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Hopefully you made it through the storm without having to dig the chainsaw out. Be careful. Sometimes you don't do that much. So the cleanup can oftentimes be more dangerous than the actual storm itself. So be careful there. Now, today we have another quick hitting period of thunderstorms. I've seen the case where these, not as bad as last night, but these blow through with gusty winds and some hail. The Storm Prediction Center kind of, alluding to that, but I've seen the case where they miss this as they focus on a major severe weather and tornado outbreak just to our south with the same system from yesterday sliding south. So watch for that. I do think we do get stormy in the evening hours. And so here you can see there's severe weather forecast for today. The green, the upper left, the green. The green is a marginal chance of severe weather. And you notice the brown in the wind and the hail outlook. That is a 5% chance of quick hitting wind burst or hail. Again, probably not to the magnitude of yesterday, certainly not to the magnitude of yesterday. But in these cases I've seen, if you were missed by the storm yesterday and then you get clipped by the strongest storm today, you say, what happened? I thought it was yesterday that we were supposed to have the severe weather, not today. So watch it through the evening hours. And as always, if you got a nice car and a garage that's empty, put the car in the garage. So here's the radar forecast from the high resolution rapid refresh. Remember, this is probably the best severe weather forecast model on the planet, and it nailed it yesterday. And so this is 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock tonight, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. So in the evening, 6 to midnight, we will have thunderstorms developing, and these would be instability-based thunderstorms, meaning they would need the heat of the day. So they should weaken in the evening hours as opposed to yesterday's storms were dynamically driven and instability driven, and they held together through midnight. But this is midnight tonight. And you can see it's showery, thunder showery, eastern UP, northern lower, western lower. An area moves through south central and southeast. I'm going to show that to you in just a second here. If you're traveling, the severe weather outbreak, tornado, damaging winds, large hail down in southern Illinois, southern Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee for today. Look at this. Okay, so we've got beautiful sunshine across Michigan right now. But see the disturbance down there in Iowa and Missouri, and see the trajectory toward the northeast. That's the little disturbance that brings us the thunderstorms this evening. We'll call it this evening, 6 p.m. to midnight. All right, now the second best model in the short term, I feel, and still a pretty good model. I think they say it's kind of set for retirement, which scares me. Oh, let's see who we got. Good morning, Tom Ramsey. Morning from Freeport. Tree damage from last night's storm. Big maple fell on the house and truck. Yikes. Be careful. That's where I talk about, the second day, the day after the storm's dangerous. If you grab that chainsaw and you don't know what you're doing. Good morning, Catherine Cyphers. Carmelita Tiffany, good morning. And Carter Koloyu, good morning. And Kimberly Zeismer. Okay, so dry through the afternoon, starting to cloud up, puffy clouds. Really pretty nice day. This is 7 o'clock. This model's showing the same kind of timing, and it's kind of robust with a storm line this evening through the Lansing area. So you may have another burst of some winds. And I'd like to say that they would be lighter, slower winds than yesterday, but let me just show you, if I can, the dynamics aloft are actually stronger this evening, but the instability is less. And that's what severe weather and meteorology is all about, a balance between what's going to dominate the situation. Now we're into tomorrow morning, 10, 11, noon. Yeah, cloudy, a little showery in the tip of the mitt, as we call it. Maybe toward the bridge it's more wet than dry, but otherwise it's more dry than wet, I would say. And so here we are tomorrow evening around the Traverse City area, some showers. So southern Michigan, pretty dry tomorrow, damp. Northern lower Michigan, spotty showers. Sunday looks like it should be dry. Here's out to the extended, and here's our Saturday showers, and this is our Sunday. It looks like it'll be dry on the cool side. Then a northeast wind kicks in for a couple of days as a storm tries to move to our south. So remember, Lake Huron's still pretty cold. That funnels 50-degree air in that balances off the 70-degree air, and you get a lot of 60-degree temperatures. And this is Tuesday and Wednesday. The northeast wind could pick up. This storm system could wrap around. I want to say something. And I'm getting this, bad for next weekend. At the moment, with pattern change going on, it's kind of like, you remember the lava lamp? And you were sitting there, you turned it on, and the bubbles would go up, and then they'd come down, and go up and come down. And then one bubble would come in the middle, and a bubble from below would hit that, split it apart, jumble everything up for a while. We're in the season change, and everything is jumbled up. So the models, all models, even the European, the best model out into the future, is not really that good at the moment for next couple weeks out at 5, 6, 7 days. Not good on the exact details. So when you're seeing on your app next Saturday, 60 and showery, very hard to do that at this time of the year as our average high approaches the low to mid 70s. Okay, so it will probably turn out warmer and better than what your Debbie Downer weather app says. And if it's a good app, it goes by the European model. Well, if it's a good app, it has a human being picking out which one should be good at certain time periods, but no apps have that, I don't think. But if it picks out this one, remember the pitfall on this one is it wants to be cold and close off storm systems and not have them move out of the northeast. So this is next weekend. It could be vastly different. Temperatures, highs. We'll be back to 80 today. That can fuel the thunderstorms. Then tomorrow, I would call it in the low to mid 60s. Sunday, I would call it mid 60s. Monday, I would call it 60s west, 50s north and east because of the northeast wind. Tuesday, probably in the 60s. And I would discount the rest of this as being too cool. That's what we should be. As we get out to May 28th and whatnot, we should be in the 70s. But definitely a cooler patch coming. I just don't think it is, going to be as pessimistically cold as what I'm hearing out of my friends and my family. Next weekend. Don't worry about it just yet. It will change quite a bit, I do believe, and for the better. there you go. So we're going to watch for quick blow-through thunderstorms this evening. Do not be surprised if the winds get gusty and we get a 60-mile-an-hour gust. Don't be surprised if we get 1-inch hail in these storms. Like I said, the dynamics aloft are more favorable, and fortunately, the surface is less favorable, and that should balance out to being a lesser situation for most of us tonight. All right, there you go. There's your MLive morning weather update. I'm meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Thanks for joining me. And they're doing the damage assessments today. There were a lot of little mini spin-ups, tornadoes. So the Weather Service has warned us that it may take them several days to go all around and, find all of the tornadoes. I feel there were at least 2, and the Weather Service has indicated that, maybe there's several more over that. Once we know more, we will post it on mlive.com/weather. Make that one of those favorites on your, I guess I'm showing my age, on your Chrome bar. I guess half the people have converted away from Chrome. I got to try these things they're talking about, ChatGPT, and there's another one that starts with a P that a lot of people are using now and say they like it. So I got to give that a try. Hey, have yourselves a great weekend. I'll possibly see you tonight. Hopefully not. And definitely on Monday. Take care.